Hello everybody, welcome to a little game called Europa, or Europa, I guess. It's a game where you are on one of Jupiter's moons, uh, like it's been inhabited by people, I guess.
I know you have a lot of
Um,
questions, most of which
and you
can't
can
be
get
answered in this
like
notebook.
these little
There's a
notebook things,
chance you're
which I
angry
think is
or you'll
cool
get
because it
angry
means I
one
don't need to
day
actually
when you're
read the
older.
notebooks. I get them in
Europa is
like audiobook
unbelievable,
form,
but it's not
which
finished.
is actually a
We're trying to
fantastic
build
way of doing
something
like
better than
optional
what we left
storytelling. I
behind.
realize that it's a lot more
That will
like
take time.
resources
Generations
to have
even.
people voice
That
every
is why I'm
written bit of
sending you
dialogue,
ahead.
but it is also really nice from a me perspective where like I want to play the game, but I also want to get the story. I just don't want to have to do a bunch of reading. I know it makes it sound like I just can't read or don't want to read. The latter is true though. Here we go. If you go into these big bubbles, you get the power of flight, and you can levitate and you can glide. It's really cool. The gameplay is. I want to go back actually because I'm able to sketch this. But yeah, this game caught my eye like a year ago, genuinely that long ago, and it was just on my Steam wishlist for ages. And then last weekend it came out. Same week that Rivals 2 was like, or the demo, you know, and I gave it like a half hour's worth of gameplay on the day that it came out, and then I was like, okay, you know, for as cool as this is, um, I have stuff to do, I have stuff to focus on, and I wanted to record a video out of this game. This game just immediately caught my eye, mainly because of the world. I mean, not only does it look like it's straight out of a Ghibli movie, which is a compliment. It kind of reminds me of Ni no Kuni, um, but the kind of tech and stuff. If you look at these like big robot things here, they really reminded me of Tokobot, which is a game that I love very strongly, very deeply, and I don't know. That got me feeling some kind of way. It doesn't look exactly like it, but it's certainly reminiscent, at least to me, who's I've played a lot of Tokobot, and the kind of world we're looking at here reminds me a lot, at least, of what's it called, Valverde Ruins. It certainly looks like that. And you got these little guys, which are pretty cute, if I do say so. But yeah, I mean, also the music. I don't know how well you can hear. I can turn up the audio a bit. The music is very cool, very calming. I mean, I know that the kind of like
As I'm writing this,
indie
most
game
of
with
the
piano
human race are
music is
still
kind of
asleep on
a
the island.
tropey.
In a few years' time,
Like people
you're
joke
going to
about it,
join
but it
them.
is like
I'll
it is
stay back
nice.
here
I
and
think
work, so that when you
the
wake
piano
up,
is one of my
you wake
favorite
up
instruments,
somewhere
just
better.
on the
I
basis
don't
that
know exactly what the world will look like. All I know is that
the
people in
moments
homeworld
that a
made the
piano
mistake
can
of not
create,
thinking
right?
past
I mean, I've
tomorrow.
talked about like
By sending you ahead,
public
I'm
pianos where
staking
people
my
play music and
heart
stuff.
for
I
the
think that stuff's
future.
so rad. I'm really into it. I wish that I could play a piano so that I could partake, but I've tried. I don't have what it takes. Well, okay, I haven't applied what it takes, right? Because I think anyone could learn to play piano. It's not something that's unattainable by anyone, but the amount that I want it isn't enough to get it. You know what I mean? Like anyone could be goated at Melee, but you need to want it. And I think a lot of people, they want it, but they don't want it enough to actually get there.
The
And
greatest
you know,
pleasure in my life is watching
that's
you
fine. I don't need
launch
to be
the
good at
world.
everything. I don't
New
need to be good at
faces, passing
anything.
ships, whatever new sight catches your
As long as
attention.
I'm
You
enjoying
take everything
myself.
in like a
And
photograph. You also spend
very
enough time
often,
filtering
what I
your mind,
find
which are not fool.
is that
Another kind of intellectual curiosity, I suppose.
very often what I find is that the things I enjoy are not things that I'm especially good at least to start with. You can always get better. That's just why I kind of fuck with these like little indie platformers and stuff. Like, there's no way you could be bad at this game, right? It's a very kind of easy platformer, but it feels good to play. And that's kind of the main thing that I'm looking for here. I don't see anywhere to go here, but I'm clearly being pulled in this direction for something. But it is just a wall. I don't know. But obviously the crystals are trying to like lead me here, right? Because I need 3 of the things for this, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I've only got 2. What the heck? Oh, it's all the way up there. Oh god, how am I supposed to get up there? I mean, obviously I need the flight power, but with all the crystals around it, I don't know how I'm supposed to get all the way up there. This is something I find like game developers take notes. Something I find myself doing very often is missing stuff where you have to turn the camera up to see it. If there was something on that wall that like led my view upwards, like something that was in view or like partially out of sight before I turned the camera upwards, that would have led my my eyes up towards the top of that, but I didn't see it until I got a little confused. So I mean, it's something to consider, right? So I'm trying to, can I go like outside of the purple bit and I can't even fly that high. I think I need to come back to this later. But it's, I mean, it seems like the obvious next place to go though, so I'm not actually sure if that's the case. But no, there are other places I can go first, I guess. I don't know, I think the idea of exploring like, obviously Jupiter's like a real place. A lot of these kinds of games where you explore kind of fantasy ruins and stuff, and there are lots of them. I mean, Tokobot Plus is a great example of one such game. Or can I use this one to open that door? It feels like that's not what I'm meant to do, but I've got 3 of them. Maybe it'll work. A lot of those are set in like fantasy lands as well. Well, this is a fantasy setting, but it's a real place. Europa actually exists. The moon on Jupiter, Saturn, one of them. The moon actually exists. It's a real place. It's just not somewhere that we have inhabited and put giant... I mean, look at this. This is hilarious. I love this guy. He's got a big ass beak. Reminds me of, what's his name? Starts with an E. Emmet? Emeth. Emeth? There's a big robot in One Piece, and I can't remember its name. I think it's Emeth. That's who that reminded me of. Clearly I have to, like, not get hit by that, right? I feel like that's bad news. I can get close enough to sketch it, though. The model on that... well, it's not the model, it's the shading is not as good. Oh, that's fine. It's very reactable. I don't know. It's just like the freedom to fly around like this is really cool. Even if you have to stop off at these little blue points because my capacity for like the flight energy is not that high. Like the way that flying around feels is very nice in this game. I really dig it. I had a bad first experience with this game, you know. I accidentally pressed a button. Maybe I can find it. Maybe it's still in. Yeah, look at this. I accidentally found the like dev menu. I was like, this is embarrassingly unfinished, right? And I still think that that's like not acceptable for a commercial game, because that was bound to like my D-pad or something like. But then I started actually playing it, and I was like, you know what, this gets a pass for being like a really comfy experience. I've never been one for like comfy gaming. I think I talked about this before, maybe in the Stardew Valley video. I've not been big on like comfy gaming, but I really like these games where you just get to explore and kind of move around. And as long as the movement feels good and the environment is interesting, I don't care about like the rest of the content of the game. You know, the tackle box for what's it called? The Big Catch. Tackle box was not like a huge amount of content. There were some jumping puzzles and stuff like that. Like, it was cool. It was cool. Certainly, it was cool. But I mean, I just loved the fact that I could move around in that space, and the environments were kind of interesting. Obviously, there was a bunch of sand between them, but that was kind of like Wind Waker-esque, so I didn't mind so much. Like, it's not like it took you long to get between the structures. And I really like the Big Catch. I can't wait for it to come out proper. It's gonna be so good. I just thought I referred to the Big Catch as having jumping puzzles. Well, jumping puzzles is what the Yogscast used to call parkour. I don't think they still do it, but parkour in Minecraft, as seen in Parkour Civilization, the Yogscast used to call that jumping puzzles.
There's so much I want to tell you.
I mean, it's not hard to see why, right?
But at the same time,
well,
I don't want to smother your innate desire to learn things yourself.
I think it's kind of interesting because I wouldn't describe Minecraft parkour as a jumping puzzle, but there are some things I would describe as jumping. Like, I don't think Mario or like Sonic has jumping puzzles, because it's usually obvious how to get to where you need to go. But in a game like The Big Catch, which challenges you to find the way there, which presents you with a big structure and says get to the top, right? That's how I would use the term jumping puzzle. And to be honest, that's my preferred kind of platformer. Odyssey does it. Mario Odyssey does it. But like Galaxy, I wouldn't describe as having jumping puzzles. It's pretty obvious, particularly with the limited moveset that Galaxy has. It's pretty obvious how you get where you need to be going. Oh. I wonder what's in there.